everyone, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to make my 9th month update video, and I'm pre-filming this a little bit before I go into labor after all, because I think when I'm actually into labor I'm gonna have enough on my plate. I don't want to deal with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm 38 plus, I think I'm 38 plus 2 plus 3 right now. So I'm gonna film this right now, and if anything that I did not mention pops up, like if I go like 1 or 2 more weeks, then I'll add like kind of vlog type clips along with this, like interject to add things up. I wanted to just like do this now because I do have pretty much every single sign of pre-labor, so I could go into labor any second. So I want to do this now, get it out of the way. So first, let's see the size of baby. And again, this will kind of change if I don't go into labor for a couple more weeks. But as of right now, the Bump app says baby is the size of a winter melon. He's 18.9 to 20.9 inches long and 6.2 to 9.2 pounds. Little dude is really big. In terms of weight, I haven't really gained any weight in the last couple of weeks since my last update. Mood has been very normal. And what I've been up to, I've actually been up to a lot of stuff. So week 36, I caught a really bad cold. You can kind of see it in a few of the vlogs that I've made. But Tim had a cold and he passed it on to me, and I felt horrible for quite a bit of time. I did have a midwife appointment. I had to cancel my chiro appointment that week. I was supposed to see her, but I was too sick. And we also started doing perineal massages every night, Tim and I, to get started. You can Google perineal massages. Then week 37, I had another midwife appointment, a chiro appointment, and I did my GBS test, and it was negative, so yay! I don't have to think about it. And now that we're in week 38, depending on whether I go into labor like now or like in a few days, I do have a midwife appointment on Tuesday. Right now we're Saturday, so I do have a midwife appointment on Tuesday, a chiro, I have a midwife appointment on Tuesday and an induction acupuncture appointment on Tuesday. Then I have chiro on Wednesday and an induction massage on Thursday. So we'll see if I make it to all of those or if I go into labor before any of those. But this is what's happening this week. And then I don't really have anything lined up for week 39 and 40. I will have most likely appointments with my midwife and my chiro if I haven't gone into labor yet. In terms of cravings, I've been craving saltier food. I'm like turned off by sweets now, which my whole pregnancy I was all about sweets, so that's interesting. I've been particularly craving bagels and Daiya cream cheese, so I've been eating a bunch of that, even though it's not particularly nutritious. That's just why I've been craving a lot. In terms of symptoms, I have pretty much everything you could possibly have at this point. So I have a lot of edema, like swelling in my legs and my ankles and my feet. Then I've been having also a lot of SI joint pain on my left side. That's been kind of the last few months now. Low back pain. I also have, along with the low back pain I get like just from muscle cramping from standing and stuff, I do have a lot of also cramps, like period-like cramps. A lot of them are in my low back, and then some of them also on my lower abdomen. I've had a bunch of Braxton Hicks. I honestly can barely notice them anymore. I got kind of used to it, I think. A lot of lightning crotch. That's like, I think it's baby's head hitting my cervix or something, but a lot of those. Hip ache, especially when I'm like sitting or lying on one hip or the other. Some knee pain. I think it's just from being so heavy at this point. Also some occasional heartburn. So that's what I wrote for week 36, but it's been kind of going on for a couple weeks now. For week 37, I lost my mucus plug, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, then I had some cramping, some softer bowel movements, yeah, which is a sign of pre-labor. Then lots of lightning crotch, and then week 38 that we just started, I lost my bloody show or passed my bloody show or whatever. Pretty sure, like 99%, 90+% sure that that's what happened. Still a lot of soft bowel movements, a lot of lightning crotch, and my chiro did mention that the baby was very low. So I think he's dropped or whatever. For sleep, at week 36, I had difficulty sleeping, especially because of my cold. Like, I just couldn't breathe. That was really hard. A lot of hip ache at night that kept me up, and I had to go pee a couple times a night as well. Week 37, I slept really well, but I was also very tired. Kind of catching up probably on the sleep that I missed when I was sick. And same so far in week 38. I've been sleeping pretty good, but still having to get up a couple times a night to go to the bathroom. Now moving on to books. The only book I've really been reading this month, or this half month so far, is this one. I'm really sad I only found out about it now. Like, I wish I could have read through it during my pregnancy. It's a really big book. It's full of really good information, so I'm trying to read as much as possible before baby arrives. It's called Pregnancy, Childbirth, and the Newborn, The Complete Guide by Simkin and a bunch of other people. She's the author of The Birth Partner, which Tim has been reading. And yeah, it's like so detailed, and it's everything I wish every single other book that I've read was about. Like, so well organized and goes in depth science-wise, and everything has so many things in it. Honestly, like, I cannot recommend it more than this. Like, this is the best, and I'm really sad I just found it. But yeah, I've been reading that as much as possible. Like, I'm 2/3 through. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm done childbirth, and now I'm going into kind of like taking care of a newborn section. Then I also read Newborn Mother, When a Baby is Born, So is the Mother by Julia Jones. She has a podcast. It's pretty good. So I read the book. It's a really short book. It took me just a couple of days. And it's kind of about postpartum. It's not as good as I thought it would be, to be honest. But it's a short read, and it still has a lot of interesting stuff. So if you feel like it, you could give it a read. It talks a lot about other cultures, and kind of shifting the idea of postpartum. So yeah, I've read that. Then I started but haven't finished reading this. It's also a cookbook. I don't really follow the recipes because they're not vegan, but I wanted to read like about this much of the book is just text, like it's not recipes. So I wanted to read that, but I only made it through like a couple chapters, and I decided I had other books that needed my attention more, like the Simkin book and the next book I'm about to talk about. But if I do have time, if I have a couple more weeks, I might finish reading that. Another thing I've been reading is this. So I did listen to it a couple months ago, but it had so much good information I wanted to read it, so I got a hard copy. And it's The Fourth Trimester, A Postpartum Guide to Healing Your Body, Balancing Your Emotion, and Restoring Your Vitality by Kimberly and Johnson. So like I said last time, it's such a good book about postpartum that I decided that I wanted to reread it. So I've been trying to reread the portion like pre-birth and right after birth. There's another section that's more about like beyond the 40 days. So I might hold off and read that a little bit later. But I'm trying to read the portions that apply to like immediate if I do have time. And another book that I haven't started, but I'll still mention it because if I do have a couple more weeks I will get into, is this one. It's another postpartum book. It's called Cherish, The First 6 Weeks, A Plan to Create Calm, Confident Parents and a Happy, Secure Child by Helen Moon. And it's another book about postpartum again, where it really goes into like the first 6 weeks one by one and kind of dealing with whatever happens in postpartum during those weeks. So I'm hoping I will get to that. Otherwise, I'll probably read it as I go along with those first few weeks if I do have the brain and energy for it. And the only book I did listen to in the last couple of weeks, I haven't finished it yet because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts as well, is Give Birth Like a Feminist by Milli. It's really interesting, but it's not essential for me to finish it before I actually give birth because it just talks a lot about the politics almost of birth, and I'm kind of set on that, like because I'm a midwife and everything's already planned. Like I think it would have been better if I read it a little bit earlier, or if I was having like a regular hospital birth with an OB and stuff like that. But I still find it quite interesting, so I'll definitely finish reading it or listening to it on Audible. And then I've been listening to a bunch of podcasts, so I'll mention the few podcasts I've been listening episodes of. The first one is Yoga Birth Babies. It's by Deb Flashenberg. She's the creator and owner of Prenatal Yoga Center in New York, and she has some really good interviews, so I've been listening to a bunch of her episodes. Then the Expectful Podcast, I use the Expectful app to do some meditation sometimes, so they have a lot of really good episodes on their podcast as well. Then I've also been listening to a few episodes of Childbirth and Beyond, Magamama by Kimberly and Johnson, the author of the fourth trimester, and also another podcast called Well-Adjusted Mama. So yeah, all of those have some really interesting stuff. So I've been listening to a bunch of those episodes. And finally, my favorite mama of the month is Jen Frick. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's a military wife, and she makes videos on YouTube. She has a very small channel, but like her videos are really good quality, and I just really like her personality and everything. She has 2 little girls, and I wish she had a bigger audience. So if you want to check her out, definitely go watch her videos and follow her on Instagram and everything. She's awesome. Yeah, I just really like her videos. Now onto the bump shot. So I'll film one today just in case I go into labor the next couple of days, but I will definitely insert clips from later on if I do go into labor later on. Alright, here's the last bump date. So this is what the bump looks like in this non-pregnancy shirt that looks super short on me, whatever. You can't tell when I'm sitting down in the video, right? So this is the belly. Sorry, I have a bunch of marks from my panties and stuff. My belly button looks so gross because of my piercing, but it's fine. Tim says I'm starting to have some very light stretch marks here. I actually can't see, but apparently I am. And I still have ginormous stretch marks on my back. But that's about it. My belly button never came fully out. There's still a tiny little dip. Yeah. This is baby K, and he's taking all the space now. Like he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's everywhere. There's no missing him anymore. And yeah, that's all I got. Alright, so that concludes this 9-month update. We're at the end of it. I'm going into labor any second now, probably. So quite exciting. Also quite terrifying. I will definitely make videos a few weeks after baby comes, kind of processing my birth, telling you about it, and telling you how it went, and all these things probably. So stay tuned for that. That should come not too far after this video goes up. I'm pre-recording a bunch of videos so I can put them up while I'm taking a little break. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had today. Thank you for everybody who's leaving me some really kind comments and well wishes and things like that. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so glad I have you on this journey and I have such a supportive community following me along. So yeah, thanks for watching. I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon with little baby K. Bye!